All right, guys, let's talk about the single best option for marketing your pressure washing business. So, what is that? Well, it's simply acquiring a customer list of people who already are buying pressure washing. Okay, it's as simple as that. There's a few resources, but these people already know the value of the business. They've already paid for pressure washing, and they're ready to go. So, you get that list. How do you get that list? Well, these are very valuable. So there's a few options. We'll talk about the different ones. The first one we'll talk about is called BizBuySell. It's probably the premier resource for buying a business that there is online. And you'd have to do a search. So basically, you're going to do a search for your area. Obviously, here we have Florida. So then for here, it's just going to be all industries to start with. And you do search. And you're going to have to add a filter because we're not interested in gymnastics. So you add a filter and you just type in the word pressure washing. And it's such a fun business to do. There's going to be usually some options. Okay, so what do we have? So we have a painting business, window cleaning. These are very pressure washing related. You want something kind of close to where you are. Okay, so here we go. This is a good one. And what you want to do is you actually don't want to necessarily buy their whole business. You want to get their customer list only. If you want, you can buy their equipment. A lot of these guys don't sell their business, but what happens is they list it and 4 out of 5 don't sell. So then they kind of get desperate. If they just want to sell their customer list, you go for that. And you go for seller financing. The seller is going to, let's say, pay for the loan, and you work that loan off for that customer list, which of course is a much lowered price because it's not the entire business. And then for that amount, you work it back, and then you'll keep those customers for years and years and years. Very valuable. So you're not going to be offering usually the total amount. You're going to offer maybe a fraction of that. So you have like a window cleaning business, and that could be very, very, very good. Window cleaning, again, landscape and pressure washing. This was very expensive. See what you can do about scooping up that customer list. Now there is some even better yet cheaper options. So you can go to Craigslist, and on Craigslist, you go to the main page and you scroll right here, and all these, it says business. So you click that, and then you type under businesses that are being sold, obviously, pressure washing. And you might find that some guys are just selling equipment, right? For some reason, people list whatever on here. So, okay, so you have some ideas on like a good business right there. But, okay, so here's a good example. So this guy's selling his pressure washing rig for $5,000, right? So if you click on this, what you do is you contact the guy, and you ask him just for his customers. How much is that going to be? Well, it might be much less than $5,000. And that's your ticket. So you always got to check Craigslist on a regular basis. Some people just give away these customer lists for free almost. So you need those. You need those lists. Next is Facebook. And for Facebook, you just go to groups, right? You type in pressure washing, and you add your city, right? Or your state, or your area, or your country. And then there's going to be all these groups. You join every single one. You join. You go down. Join all of these because they're in your area. They live near you. And once you join, you ask, hey, is anybody giving up their customer list? Some give it up for free, and then you're in business. Having 200 customers on a customer list may not seem like a lot, but that could pay for everything right there. All right, next, how do you get a customer list any different way? So I want to change your mindset. If you see another pressure washer, he's not necessarily your enemy or stealing work from you. He could be your next customer list because he might quit. These guys, sometimes they just quit for whatever reason. They're ready for the next thing, or they don't want to do it anymore, or they had an accident. It doesn't matter. So you get people's cards and you make friends. If you meet other people who are pressure washers, which you will in the business, you could be the next person to take over that business as far as all of the customers. So take their business cards, make friends. Don't look at them as enemies. They could be your best friends in the future. Maybe you're stuck on something. They can help you with some equipment in a jam or something like that. These are friends. Make friends in the business. I think that's the right way to go. And eventually it could be a big payoff. Some of these guys, they just give it up. Hey, do you want all my customers? Sure. Hopefully they do have a business phone, because that way you will get the calls directly. That's ideal. But when turning it over, ideally it's in a spreadsheet form and they have addresses and phone numbers and names. But if they don't, then it's not so ideal, but you definitely want to ask if there's names and emails on that list and addresses. If you have those, you're all set and you're in business. These people already know the value of pressure washing. They can go with you, and it's really your best option to just get established customers that are ready to buy. Okay? So that's it for marketing. There's lots of options for you. You're just set to win if you follow some of these top levels of marketing, or top methods of marketing, I should say. You can't help but succeed. All right? Now, once you got the job, or you have someone you're going to give a quote for, then what do you do? How do you do it? Well, let's cover that next.